I was called this afternoon by Dr. Michael Bullen, the health officer for Tippany County Health Department, and he informed me that Tippany County had their first death related to the H1N1 virus. It was a 40-year-old woman who had a comorbidity, which is an underlying health issue, and she died of a rapid, overwhelming respiratory failure. As Doc said, our hearts go out to their family.
Okay. As we understand it, did she go into the hospital this morning, and that's where she...
I don't have all the details on what her medical history was in this particular instance. Due to a lot of confidentiality reasons, we are very limited on what we release to the public, and therefore we are very limited to what we ask for as far as information, because if we don't have it, we can't release it.
Mm-hmm. But was she treated today, and then that's also where
I know that... like I said, the onset started this morning, and I got a call at 2 o'clock this afternoon from my health officer that said that she had died. So I don't know all the particulars of when these symptoms started. All I can tell you is that, again, she had one comorbidity or an underlying health problem, and died of rapid, overwhelming respiratory failure.
Okay. Considering the fact that she is an adult and that's not the target area for H1N1. Just wondering, will that raise the amount of awareness or vaccines for adults?
Well, every situation is unique in its own. We've been targeting the younger population and those with chronic health problems. As I had said, she had another health issue. I'm not quite sure what that problem was. So she really did fall into that high-risk group. We're staying the course with what the recommendations from the Center of Disease Control are as far as who gets the vaccine first as it arrives. I'd like to make it real plain that the health department is not actually administering the H1N1 vaccine. Right now our job is to dispense the vaccine as it comes into our county to the medical providers in this county, because they know best who is at high risk for the H1N1 virus, who can have the most complicated effects from it. So we're leaving that responsibility up to the medical community now. As time goes on, we hope as more H1N1 vaccine is manufactured, that we'll be able to open up some clinics to anybody who wants the H1N1 vaccine. But again, right now, it's trickling into the county, and we are getting it out as fast as we possibly can. We've had 3 shipments, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 vaccines, and we have them to those medical providers within 3 hours. So it becomes a top priority. And then again, like I said, their responsibility is to determine who actually needs the vaccine the worst.
Okay. This is kind of a shock wave. I mean, a death in Tippecanoe County from H1N1. What sort of response are you expecting now?
I don't know what kind of response we'll get from this. From our first death. I can just assure the public that we are working very hard to, try to get out in front of this thing as, things become available. The message hasn't changed. If you're sick, stay home until you're, 24 hours fever-free. Make sure you practice good personal hygiene. So again, if the public reacts, maybe a little more to our first death, again, the message has not changed. We're not in a panic mode, anything of that nature. We're just, again, education's big right now, because that's our best weapon, is educating the public on how to best protect themselves and others from the H1N1 virus.
Are you concerned this might cause some panic?
I don't know that it's going to create a lot of panic. I mean, we've had a few deaths throughout the state. A panic, I think, is a very strong word for this particular situation. I think it might raise the level of awareness, and people will be paying a little more attention, but I don't think we're in a panic mode by any stretch whatsoever.